Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited because we are going to be doing a very detailed eyebrow routine. Watch how I took this baddie from this to this and then finally to this. If you want to know how I did this, just sit back, relax and enjoy this video. So I'm going to be starting with a neatly shaped eyebrow. What's an eyebrow tutorial without a neatly shaped eyebrow? So if you want to know how I carved this eyebrow, I'm going to be pasting the link at the end of this video. Do well to watch. We already did her skin work because the main cause of this tutorial is the eyebrow. So all we need for this eyebrow tutorial is a flat angled brush like this one I'm holding right here, a cream blending brush, a powder blending brush, a spoolie. This spoolie right here is very important. It's also called a brush, an eyebrow brush. We need a very flat concealer brush. We need a brow gel. You can use your eye pencil, but I'm using brow gel for the course of this video. Maybe in my next video I'll be using an eye pencil. We need a brow tamer. So let's dive into this tutorial. The first thing we'll be using is our brow tamer. The work of this brow tamer is to keep your brow in place for long hours. If you're someone who has bushy brows, or your brow is something that used to fly from Cotonou to Sokoto, it doesn't stay in place when you brush it, I recommend this brow tamer for you. Some other things you can use if you can't afford, or if you can't access this brow tamer, is your normal soap or your edge control. You can use it to keep your eyebrow in place. Now you're seeing the way I'm brushing this eyebrow upward using the brow tamer. It's going to make this eyebrow stay in this position to the end of, in fact, till when she wants to take off her makeup. The brow tamer I'm using is from TM Essentials. It's a Nigerian based product and it retails for about 4,000 to 5,000 naira, I think, or 3,500 to 4,000. I can't remember how much I got it, but that's within that range. So now, after using the brow tamer, we're going to be using our RCMA powder, setting powder, to mattify the eyebrow because that brow tamer has some oil in it. So we're trying to get rid of the excess oil. We don't want oil on our eyebrow. So now we are going to be using the eyebrow gel. I just took out a little from the eyebrow gel to outline the eyebrow. We are going to start from the inner corner of the brows and outline. We're going to be following her brow shape because I've already carved the eyebrow in a way that will make the eyebrow easier to draw. That is why the way you carve your eyebrow also determines how beautiful your eyebrow will be. Although it's not really determinant on it, but then it's also a part of the reason why you get a perfect eyebrow shape. So just the way you carve your eyebrow, you start underneath. That's the same way you draw your eyebrow, starting underneath and also above the eyebrow. You want to create that base for the eyebrow. So I'm creating my base already. You start from the inner corner of the eyebrow and then you start moving outside light-handedly. If you're where I am drawing this eyebrow, it feels like it's not even touching her skin. I'm being so light-handed drawing this eyebrow. We are going to do the same for the other eyebrow. You start from beneath the eyebrow, create your base light-handedly. The reason why we are being so light-handedly is so that we can be able to control the product. When you press your hand against her face, you might make a mistake, and if you're not a professional, it to be hard for you to retrace where you start from here by making your eyebrow a mess. So now I've created the base for this eyebrow. You see the base, you see how perfect my base is. Now I'm going to be filling in this eyebrow, filling in the parts that are empty. You don't want to totally fill it so that it will not be too dark. You just fill it light-handedly. Just fill in the parts that looks empty so that your eyebrow will be as light as ever. So watch me do the filling. So when you're getting to the front of the eyebrow, you now start drawing stroke-like hairs, just to make it as natural as ever. While drawing these stroke-like hairs, you still do it very light-handedly. You want to be able to control the product and not allow the product control you. So watch me fill the front part of this eyebrow very light-handedly. Just look at the finished result after I'm done filling in the eyebrow. Now we are going to be doing the same for the other eyebrow. We fill in light-handedly. Just to watch me fill this eyebrow. How the eyebrows are looking almost perfect even before concealing. Now we are going to be concealing using fawn, chestnut and warm honey. We are going to be using these 3 different shades because they are going to be serving 3 different purposes. The warm honey is the lightest shade, which is going to be used for the highest point of her brow. The fawn is going to be used to maintain her skin color, while the chestnut is going to be used to bring back the contour to her nose. We are going to put this into practice so that you see what I'm trying to explain. I'm going to be highlighting the outer part of her eyebrow, that is the highest point of her eyebrow, with the warm honey, which is the lightest shade that I brought out, because we want that part highlighted. That's the only part we want highlighted. Now for the inner corner of her eyebrow, we want to use a shade that is close to her skin tone. She has a warm undertone and fawn has a warm undertone, so we are going to be using something close to her skin tone because we don't want the eyebrow looking white, like having that whitish something under. That's the reason why we'll be using a shade that is close to her skin tone to highlight the inner part of her eyebrow. Now watch me conceal this inner part of her eyebrow. I'm doing it very light-handedly because we don't want it transferring. We don't want any mess. Just the way I drew the eyebrow, that's the way I'm going to conceal it light-handedly. We are going to be using that same fawn to conceal the tip of her eyebrow. Just like I said, we don't want any harsh lines and we want something that is close to her skin shade. And the only part that needs to be lighter is just the inner corner of her eyebrow. That is the highest point of her eyebrow. That's the only place that needs to be lighter. So now we are going to be blending everything together. And then let me show you what the chestnut does. Now that chestnut is what we are going to be using for the front of the eyebrow. The reason why we're using this dark shade for the front of the eyebrow is because we want to maintain the nose contour. We don't want a situation whereby when you add a lighter concealer, then it will be difficult for you to blend. As a professional, it will be easy to blend, but as a beginner, I think this is the best way for you to go about it so that you don't alter your contour, your nose contour and your eyebrow. I'm going to be using my cream blending brush to blend out the harsh lines. I'm blending this because we don't want any harsh lines. We want both the contoured part and the highlighted part. We want everything to be seamless and come together. And we are going to be doing this in a patting motion. We are going to pat it in. I'm going to be doing the same for the other eye, so watch. Blend, 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 and voila! So my mother tailed up along the line. So right now we are going to be using a RCMA powder, a setting powder, the translucent powder, because we want to follow the same routine we followed while we were doing the concealer. The highest point of the brow, which is the lightest part, we are going to be putting this translucent powder, which is white, there so that it will still maintain that brightness underneath the eyebrow. So we are going to be using that for there. And we are going to be using the Milani 108 and 109 for the front, that is the inner corner of the eyes. The 108 is going to be used to maintain the skin color, which we use that fawn concealer for, and the 109, which is darker than her skin color a bit, is going to be used to retain the contour color just the same way we concealed the eyebrow, using the 109 to bring back the contour color, and we are done. What do you think about this eyebrow? Do you think this video was helpful? Please click the thumbs up button if you think this video was helpful, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be bringing a lot of goodies. I don't have anything to hide. I'm very free spirited. My Nigeria people, please subscribe. From any country you are, please just subscribe to this channel, because it's going to motivate me to do more. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys.